First of all, because I'm not the alumni for UTS, so sorry for my bad English. Because usually I'm using Indonesia. Maybe what I create is you can you already know this Tausis. Tausis is the first time I made it because I really like for selfie. But in 2012, we don't have some camera or some good camera can self-portrait. We can see the all our portrait in the LCD. In that years, only smartphone can do that. I use an iPhone. So the idea is very simple. I use the monopod already exists in market. It's usually everybody use for GoPro or for camera pocket, something like that. And I combine it with the smartphone holder. You can see on the smartphone shop, some seller using it for the showcase the product. So I combine the two, the holder, smartphone, and the monopod, and become the new product. And I don't know, maybe because Bu Ani Yudhoyono, because some media and Tausis become popular. But I have a big, very mistake. It can learn for the others is I didn't know how a success about Tausis. So I didn't register the design product of Tausis. I just registered Tausis as a brand. That's a big mistake because now I can get anything from every Tausis sell in the market. That's the big learning for me and maybe for us to, if you want to create some innovation, something like that.
Yeah, thank you. So that's very interesting. So did you sell any of them?
I sell any of them until 2000 and the last I sell them on 2014. After that, I don't have a big money, so I lost with the importer. So yeah. The importer will get who have the money will be with the market.
All right. So that's also like a lesson learned in innovation, right? It's
Yeah.
something very important about lesson learned, which goes into maybe we can ask the other speakers as well, our panelists. So is there any lessons that you've learned in developing this company, which is what you're doing at the moment? We can start with you, maybe.
The biggest lesson I learned is more towards when I started this company. I was very excited because I had this vision that when everyone's going to use Venerated one day. But that was actually my biggest mistake because I realized when you try and sell your dream to somebody, people they tend to take advantage of it, or sometimes they don't really appreciate your idea. So what I learned is from that mistake is that I learned not to sell my idea, but instead I try to make people believe in my idea. By having people believe in your idea, automatically they will support you, and they will try and help you, and it will go a long way.
And and Hinda, do you?
I suppose when I started the company, we all know that a small medium company have really limited resources and limited funds to begin with. Along the journey, when I decided to really focus in building the company, I found like there are three key factors to clear vision or goals, at least 3 or 4, 5 years ahead. Secondly, you need to be able to focus on really what you want to get. And the third, maybe you need to have a never give up attitude. I guess like having those 3 issues, only like 50% success. The other 50% success, you need to execute what you have planned, because we all realize that small medium company spend too much time in planning, thinking, but at the end of the day, we did not execute anything.
So yeah, that's very important lessons to learn. And I think though, even if you go back to, we call you Mas Dito or Bapak Dito?
Bapak, you can call me Bapak.
Bapak Dito, okay. But I know that was a lesson learned that you had, but you also moved on and did other things, and now you're in Telkomsel, one of the biggest companies in Indonesia. So I think that's great that you went up to a bigger company and you're in charge of the digital lifestyle. Is that right? So can you tell us a little bit about what was you did an innovation, and then now you're in digital lifestyle. What do you see the role of innovation in your current position? At Telkomsel?
Honestly, in Telkomsel, now in 2013, Telkomsel is moving from a telco company to the digital company. We start to moving the telco to digital. So what we sell now is not only about the pulsa or the card. What we sell now is a digital product. Digital product is like for music streaming, video streaming. We have last month we launched the T-Bike. T-Bike is some alarm system. You can put on your bike and you can control whatever your bike. It's a machine-to-machine technology. So, if we talk about the innovation, we can create some digital thing who can useful for a market. We have 150 million subscribers in Indonesia. It's almost 80% of Indonesian people. So I think what you need is you need to create some good needs for people, and then come to Telkomsel, to cooperation, and we can solve it to our customer. And we need to get fast, because in digital things now, the technology is very, very fast moving. So when you have the idea, like Mahendra said, if you have the idea, you need to go to execute. That's what I learned from Consis. When the demand is bigger than the supply, I'm too lazy to search to find the investor for some money. So if you have an idea, create it, go to Telkomsel and make it. Oops, I'm not selling Telkomsel, but it's the correlation to your.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, so now you have contact in Telkomsel. So any of you who wants to build a business around the digital, you can talk to him, right? All right, thank you. Okay, so what about you, both of you? You can, whoever starts.
Okay.
Yeah.
About innovation,
Yeah, about innovation, the role of innovation in your company, and how it's maybe helped or.
Okay. Innovation is very important for a company. That is why innovation is one of our mission, one of our 3 missions in our vision statement. First one is excellent customer service. Number 2 is quality product, and number 3 is innovation. If you're asking how to implement in the company, I can share maybe 2 examples. Number 1, every end of the month, every leaders in our company and some key position are required to fill in the form on our current division. And that's how I think really innovation and creative requires thinking, and we ask them to think, for the benefit for the company.
That's very interesting. So not only that you encourage innovation, you put it in your system, so ensure that it will always continue. It's a very, very important part for your growth. Is that right? Okay, so Ricardo, what about your company?
So we're actually a technology company, so
Yes.
we need to do innovation. Innovation is the thing that we're selling to our customers. So yeah, innovation is definitely very important for us. So the problem that we're trying to solve is how do we convince people to use our platform? How do we bring out the experience of an event, of a venue to our client through the online system, right? So we always ask ourselves this question. So some of the things that we've been doing is, for example, we created virtual reality. So we took 3D photos of the space where the customers can actually view the space without being there. The next thing that we actually did was we did videos. So we brought the whole experience. We came to the event. We recorded the whole event at a space, and we were able to bring out that experience. So we were always asking, what can we do better from tomorrow that can generate us a lot of traffic.
I see.
So we're always looking for new innovation.
Yes, especially in the digital area, yes. And later on, if you have any questions or if you'd like to add to this, I think it will be good to ask them and also maybe share your experiences. But before we go to that part, I'm going to ask them to share a little bit about some tips on anybody who's interested in getting into business. So what do you, all three of you, have to share, or any tips for anybody who wants to get into business?
For tips, I guess it depends on what the purpose for starting a business. If you starting a new business just to have as an additional income, or maybe as your main source of income per month, one thing that I learned from building a business is, first you need to have a focus. And secondly, you need to have goals or maybe dreams. I would say, dreams are goals with a deadline. So when you build a business, a new business, you need to know what do you want to achieve. Because by knowing what you want to know, you'll be able to focus along the journey. And the third, maybe the same thing that I mentioned before, you need to have a never give up attitude.
Very persistence, yeah? Okay, Ricardo, you want to?
I think Mr. Hendra has already answered all my questions.
Oh, answer all the questions.
For me, I think the persistent part really sticks to my head. After graduating from UTS, I was actually in the banking industry for around 8 years. So in the last 4 years, every day I came into work and I felt like this is not right, this is not what I want to do. And I keep wanting to do new ideas, but I keep telling my friends, oh, I can do this, I can do that, but nothing ever happened. So I think the most important thing is, take action as soon as possible. Like, no matter if it's like, you make a mistake, then get up and do it again until you get it right. And finally, 2013, I just quit my job and, you know what, I'm going to do this full time. So that was the best decision of my life so far.
Very brave, yes, and so that's how it starts. And Babak, Dito, do you have any tips?
Maybe a little bit different with Mahendra because it's about the purpose of what you run. I'm the worker, so I have some new creativity in outside Telkomsel. So the what you need to get this creativity is you need to know where is your passion. It's the first time. Your passion, it become your hobby. And the third one, because I have 3 kids, so what my passion, what my hobby, it need to be a money. That's why what we need to create is how do our passion, how our hobby, it can be a business. So now, Telkomsel. Now I'm running some new things. I create some new account on Instagram. It's called Ruang Dunia. So I create some photography using the micro figures with scale 187. It's around 2 centimeters. So I combine this figure to the new product. And I offer to the brand to get some activity for brand awareness to the public using our creativity. Nah, why it a simple thing? Because I can do it in my break time on my office. When I get break or I get boring in my work, I just put on the toys, just take a picture using the new about the product, such as we can combine these toys using the we can using your product using the brownies or using the chocolate, and we create some story in that photo, and it can be a money. Now this is what I'm doing now beside the so agree, but still need to focus.
Yes, so there's a focus. So that's interesting. So as a professional, you can, on your spare time, you can do, creative, innovative things. Then it doesn't have to distract from what you're doing, right? So I think that's the trend where people start doing other things, right? And then one day they decide, I want to do the other one full time. So, well, I think, can we give our guests a big round of applause for their story? Thank you very much. But before we go, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask, or maybe you'd like to share to your fellow UTS alumni about your experiences, because as we were talking, I heard that some of you are, alumni, you were entrepreneurs and business people as well. So, is there any questions that you'd like to ask? Okay. So, yes? Josephine?
Right. Very interesting, and then I always admire young people with creativity and innovation, persistence, determinations, and to have dreams to make it come true. So my name is Josephine Ratna. I'm currently the country manager for Australian Technology Networks. I work for UTS a fifth of my time. So because we have 5 universities of ATN. So my questions, I'm a clinical psychologist by training. So my questions, why? My question is, how do the three of you face when you fail on something, and how do you cope with your failure? Because we've been hearing about the success story and all the strategies, but I guess your success story actually starts from the failure at some point. So I'm very interested to know, how did you cope? Thanks.
Oh, that's good. So we're now looking at the other side of not just success. So anybody would like to start? Go ahead.
Thank you for the question, Ms. Josephine. Talking about facing the failure, let me give you one example of one of our main division, the export. At the end, before I said we managed to export to 9 countries right now, but I still remember the early stage when we started to find buyers. I think almost 2 years, consecutive 2 years, we deliver samples to potential buyers. There is not even one purchase order. This is 0. But like what your question is, how did we face the failure? After sending like 2 years, lots of samples and no purchase order, we get around for the team, and then we change some of our strategy, including the products and everything. So when we move to the 3rd years, surprisingly, there's one buyer, a USA buyer, put on purchase order. Once we get the buyer, we study what makes the buyer buy for our products. And again, when we study, we find a new knowledge again, and we apply to the second buyer, third buyer, fourth buyer, and so on. So that's what we do.
Yeah, that's good. But maybe I'm just trying to see, when you failed, I mean, how did you feel? Maybe that's what people are saying. Yeah. They want to know, were you depressed? Did you get out of it? I mean, how was it? I mean, it must be tough, right? I think that's what she's.
Is that what you're asking?
I think so. I mean, it's very human, right? In business, you go up and down. So how was it? I mean, was it tough to face that? And how did you get back? Did you have support? How did people help you?
As human, of course, when we fail, of course we get disappointed. But thank God at that point, my wife and my family also supporting the business. And that's how we get the energy and try to refocus again. Yeah.
So yeah, that's really good. Your family was very supportive. That's good. What about you, Ricardo?
I think for me, I've failed many times. So I was depressed many times as well. But my answer will be more spiritual more than anything. So I started meditating, and it really helps me to focus on my work. And I think about what I really need to do. And just whenever there's negative energy coming to me, I just I don't care. I'm only thinking about the positive in the future and how we can actually make this company a success.
Right. Okay. And Baba?
Yeah, I think it's very stressful for me. For such when toxins got booming, and I don't have the right, it's very hurts me. But what I need to do is I create again a new design. Create, and fail. When I create some new design, I get KPI time. So it's fail. Okay, I create again. Fail. Create again. Fail. Okay, stop. You need move on and get some new creativity outside the product. So what I learned is, okay, I need to get a break first. What I do is looking some new things, and I see my wife loves cooking, and I just talk to her. Why your hobbies not going to the business? How about if your cookies can be a money? Okay, how? Okay, let's talk about the business model. I create the business model for an online shop. I create some mouth-to-mouth marketing with my wife, and I get it. Yeah, a little bit move on. When it established, I back to my hobby and my passion again. So I develop new things again. But sure, I will hurt. What I can smile is, oh, thanks God, now Tongsis, everyone can use Tongsis. But, damn, it's very hurt. But you need to move on.
Yeah. So I think there's family, there's self-determination, there's passion, and I think that's amazing that you can get up. And I'm sure that everybody who's been in a business will probably have that experience that they felt.